In this video, I'm going to share 3 simple tips on how to change your life. Man makes plans and God is laughing. I love to make New Year resolutions. I have a couple of plans for this year. So for example, I want to change the way I make videos on this channel. I want to put more effort into making better videos. How am I doing so far? I have a couple of other ideas for my personal life as well, which I'm not going to bore you with, but I've been kind of worried recently about how to make these changes stick. So I've spent the last 2 months basically studying what the experts say, and it's not looking too bad if you look at the odds. If you have a New Year resolution, there is about 50% chance that you can make it stick. That's good, right? The reason I won't tell you what changes to make is because that's something that I believe we should all decide for ourselves. After all, life is a journey and you should be the one deciding what you want that journey to look like. In this video, I wanted to share 3 simple tricks on how to make your New Year resolutions stick. After all, changing a life habit is hard enough, so we need to keep things simple here. Oh, and by the way, watching this video, you are already on your way to make changes in your life. Good for you. Let's say you want to lose weight. The trick here is to be very specific about it. So, for example, you could have a target weight in mind. Or let's say you want to exercise more. Again, be more specific. Be specific about what kind of exercise and when you're going to do it. So for example, it could be something like you're gonna start running every Tuesday. You need to have clear goals in life, and most importantly, you need to teach your brain about it. Imagine talking to a guy who just climbed Mount Everest. If you ask him how he did it, he's not gonna say, I have no idea. Obviously, he had an idea, he had a specific way to do it, and that's the same thing here. You need to be very specific about your goals. Some people are driven by great accomplishments. To them, the whole point of life is to see if they can reach a goal. Maybe it's climbing a mountain, or running the marathon, or getting 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. We are all different, and therefore what motivates everyone can look different. Maybe you like to do spreadsheets, or maybe you get inspired by art and colors. The trick here is to find your own inspiration that will keep you stimulated in your journey towards your goal. But it's also about creating a habit. And a habit is sort of like the glue that makes changes stick. Okay, so this next one is kind of funny to me, but it turns out that the most common reason why people fail is because they simply forget. So the trick here is to set up reminders in your life. And it could be, for example, having a wallpaper with a reminder on your smartphone or on your computer. Or let's say you want to practice playing the guitar. You can put the guitar in the living room right next to the TV. And that way, you'll always be reminded what you're supposed to be doing. It's a very good idea to ask yourself why you are pursuing your goal. If you don't have a good reason for exercise, you're just not going to do it. If you hate exercising like me, you could remind yourself why you do it. Maybe it's to live longer or to stay healthy. P.S. I couldn't care less about my health. It's mostly to look good naked. That's right, I said it. Hashtag true story. Okay, so this next one is actually kind of interesting. It turns out that as advanced as our brains may be, they are kind of simple from one aspect, and that is good actions that lead to reward are more often repeated than actions with no reward. So the idea here essentially is to reward yourself along the way. And it can't be at the end of the journey. So for example, if you hit your target weight, you're gonna go out and celebrate with a cheesecake. Instead, the idea here is to reward yourself along the way to give you boosts to keep going. And it can be something as simple as a checklist. Now, I love using checklists. I find it that there's something very rewarding about crossing off something on your list. There's also a very good app that I recommend. It's called Habit Tracker. I've been using it for years. So for example, last year I used it to accomplish my goal of walking 5,000 steps every single day. I believe there is a free version of this. I'll put a link in the video description. It's important to remind ourselves that life is a great adventure. Something I often say and will until my final day is that life is about the journey and not the destination. Every step of your journey should be fun and inspiring. There is no point in pursuing a goal that makes you bored or sad. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video with a couple of words of encouragement. So first of all, I think it's a good idea to keep your list of resolutions short. Don't overdo it. It's hard enough to change one habit, you know? And let's say you mess up. Let's say you don't exercise for weeks or even months and you think to yourself, well, that's it, it's over. But it's really not, is it? I mean, you can always get back on track. And it sort of reminds me of that movie. It's actually one of my favorite movies, Vanilla Sky, where one of the main characters, Sophia, she says, every passing minute is another chance to turn it all around. And it's true. So, be specific about your goals, set up reminders, and reward yourself along the way. And remember, you can only really fail if you actually give up. And it's never too late to start working on yourself. So, thank you for listening, and I wish you the very best in your journey towards becoming the best version of yourself. You got this. Here is a secret about life that no life guru would dare to share with you. No matter what you do or how you do it, it doesn't really matter if you succeed in life, because the true joy in life will always be the journey. You see, life doesn't have purpose. And I'm quoting Alan Watts here, life is like a dance. The object of a dance is not to get from A to B. The object is simply to dance.